Welcome, dear friends. It is our intention that these messages flow to you on steamers of love that will help you to better understand and move through the chaotic aspects of the ascension process. People of Earth, we want to familiarize you with a different civilization, a different way of living. So let us take a deep, divine, conscious breath in together and allow it to tingle in all of the places inside you that need awakening, as well as to smooth out any edges or hooks within you that still carry trauma and false memories of who you really are within this 3D matrix that is not who you really are. This entire decade between 2020 and 2030 is breathing new life force into every single sentient being on planet Earth. As you continue to wait expectantly and perhaps a little impatiently for your awakening, I want to reassure you that the divine plan for humanity is unfolding precisely as God intends. Her will for you is utter and eternal joy, and therefore that is what you will shortly experience. Do not be distracted by the collective worldwide egotistical dramas on which the media constantly attempt to focus your attention. It is a distraction that encourages you to look for more of the same, instead of spending time just being. In order to do this, erroneous beliefs that still support and maintain separation must be seen, recognized, and no longer be energetically fed. Everyone, those spiritually awake as well as those who are not, are starting to recognize the deception underlying so much that has been accepted as truth. Evolution is causing increasingly more individuals to begin acknowledging and trusting their intuition rather than continuing to blindly follow experts, politicians, and religious leaders who cannot present anything higher than their own state of consciousness, which is often less evolved than that of their followers. However, no, there are many spiritual teachers working from a very high level on Earth at this time. Always trust your intuition as to which ones are working from a consciousness of truth and which ones are working from three-dimensional ego. That is not to say there will not be different opinions, but we seek to always find common grounds. It doesn't mean we sacrifice. It means we see how another may be diminished by our idea and we get creative instead. We want to first extend our admiration to a society, a people with total amnesia, for that came as a surprise to us. That it is even a possibility, and yet we witness the acts of compassion, of courage, the strength you summon from within to rise above the drama unfolding in your world, even your own lives, and we want to extend our admiration. For if you can do this much with total amnesia of who you are as source energy, then imagine what you can do had you only known what you are made of. No karma, no fear, no doubt, and no lower vibrational density will remain in humanity's consciousness when the majority of the ascension process is complete. For as you have heard us say, each of you must become a vibrational match to the Earth Mother's 5D plus frequencies. And that means that now is the time that you are breathing to align your heart with heart. And now is the time that you are consciously breathing to align your breath with source breath. And now is also the time that you are consciously breathing your way into two-way connection and communication with source and with Gaia. For the vast majority of you, the most helpful, supportive, effective, and powerful way you can spend your time as you greatly assist in the awakening process truly is to just be. However, because of your free will choice to experience unreality separation from God when you incarnate in human form, your memory of reality is hidden from you, and you enter a state of amnesia. The result is that your physical environment, your bodies, objects, and the world around you appears to be the one and only reality, because that was your intention when you produced it. And because your self-awareness is focused almost exclusively on your bodies, and their senses your human personal identities, you often believe yourselves to be inevitable. even compulsory participants in many of those dramas. Most of you have reached the point at which you must become aware of and clear issues of control. We do not speak of control as exerted by bullies and dictators, but of the control energy many individuals continue to express through every aspect of their life. This commonly accepted type of control manifests as often forced actions taken, even with the simplest of issues that support the person's concepts of what determines safety, correctness, and accepted three-dimensional norms. My way? Is it because I believe that if things don't go as I believe, everything will be chaos or somehow incorrect? A certain level of desire for control remains ingrained in almost everyone's consciousness. Because when the world was less evolved, control was necessary for survival, but those times are finished. Spiritual evolution requires the surrender of ego-based personal control, which begins to happen automatically as a person truly realizes that being the individualization of divine consciousness means that God can do nothing other than express itself in, as, and through its human expression if allowed. We are all sisters and brothers in this immense universe of ours, for there are many universes, countless as a matter of fact. And while some of us have crossed the threshold, no one is willing to leave before the rest of the universe is also complete. And by that we mean evolve to the next level. Hence, cooperation is required, and there are many species already extending their love, their helping hands to the people of Earth. But it is you who must do the work. It is you who must find it within yourself to forgive and move on, to see brighter for everyone, to rise above the differences in opinion and lifestyles, above the labels of right and wrong. It is you who must rise before we are to ever make contact. No species will come and rescue you. That is not the way. You've seen how, in the past, when a species came, you made gods of it. And so this is not the way we desire to help you or make contact either. We want to meet on equal ground, brothers meeting brothers, equal in armor and skills, sisters meeting sisters, equal in compassion and will, as you greet a family member you love there on Earth. That arouses a sense of guilt or responsibility as all are indeed one, and thus many of you strongly desire to assist in bringing them to a closure in order to end the pain and suffering that so many are undergoing. But as you know, the only way forwards is through love. Love is all. Every sentient being is a being created in love from love by God, who is utter, complete, and infinite eternal love. Love is all that exists and all that will ever exist. Whatever you experience in form that is in any manner unloving is unreal, an illusion that will disintegrate back into nothingness, into non-being when you collectively choose to awaken in the arising moment of now. You have already made the collective choice to awaken from the drama and nightmare, and vast numbers of you are spending much time thinking about it, discussing what it means and wondering how you can best assist in bringing it to fruition. But your human intellects, even the most brilliant ones, cannot possibly conceive of the best way for you to move forwards, or what to expect when you do awaken, as you are so soon to do, to how the world must work in order to be right. A person often doesn't even realize that they are controlling, but rather believe that they are simply helping to make some situation or person better by insisting on their way, which is why it is imperative to be very honest with oneself regarding intention. Every person is an individualization of divine consciousness, which means that every person has had varying experiences over the course of many lifetimes, from which they have developed personal preferences. Human ego, having no awareness of reality, believes that it is in charge of making things happen for self and others. and in order to do this must draw its information from the three-dimensional collective consciousness where beliefs of duality, separation, and the belief in two powers reign supreme. Most control issues are formed of uncleared old energy that you brought with you into this life. Other than power-loving dictators, control issues usually arise from fears and insecurities accumulated in and still active from past lives. Example: a life in which you were a slave. Most everyone has had one or several of these required to perform perfectly in a certain way or be severely punished. The roads are endless and they will lead you astray. There's one sure way to the light, to the fullness and wholeness of you, and that's you. Don't be stuck in the 3D forms and concepts. We too have bodies, we too live in 3D, but we have moved beyond the attachments to 3D concepts. The stuff is there for our enjoyment and sharing. We're not afraid the stuff will run out, for we'll always make more. We want to come in peace, in cooperation, in harmony with you, rather, and wait for you to come so with us. There's much to be said, but for now, we will leave you with the words, it is possible. The day will come when contact will be a thing of daily occurrence, but nothing will land until you are ready. And it is not about the government and political leaders, it's about the people. When people rise as one, they can overthrow any government. It is time you all stand as one family, one people. Heed our words, people of Earth. The time is coming when you need to stand up as one united field, forced people. Divine souls, you entered that sacred Garden of Eden as divine and perfect souls. You entered the front gates of that exquisite divine garden of the God timeline that lives and shines and breathes still now today as an eternal Garden of Eden. The biblical serpents are the worldly and demonic seductions, deceptions, temptations, and wedges of separation from Source led out the back door of that beautiful eternal garden into a land of illusion. Separation consciousness, pain, fear, and suffering for most of you at one point or another. And it has been a slippery vibrational landscape and soul journey ever since. Because you were literally tricked into slipping deep down into a much lower vibrational underbelly and density than the God timeline could ever allow or make manifest. Hence why you may be feeling aspects or slices of other dimensional timelines coming into your awareness in fleeting thoughts, impulses, awarenesses, and more. If they are challenging to you, or triggering to you, or unsettling to you, know that they are lower dimensional frequencies rising up in you as the light flushes all creations to the surface of humanity's consciousness and to your own personal consciousness. This channel has been guided by us in times past to make herself like a multidimensional, higher vibrational energy sieve that allows the lower density vibrations to come up and pass through her consciousness so she can witness them and then release them without attachment. And without the need to judge them, empower them, or otherwise give them any physical form in her experience any longer.